Hi, everyone. So I had a viewer request question. Someone who's feeling a bit lost and perhaps doesn't even really understand who they are. And I sort of thought that that's a message that might resonate with a lot of us, at least from time to time, that we feel a bit lost, especially if we're on our spiritual path and we're confused about some of the actions that have been taking place around us, and maybe just in general, just confused about who we are. So, and for those of you, I am happy to take requests. So if you would like to tell me your sign, if you would like a bonus reading for your sign, or if you have a specific question for yourself, then please just let me know in the comments and I'm happy to do viewer request recordings. So, but back to this one, I am getting this feeling that it's a good idea to really focus on the achievements that you have already made, which helps sometimes with if you're feeling in some kind of a challenging energy. Because I am getting this sense of achievement all around you that perhaps you're overlooking and taking some time to enjoy the things that you have already seen manifest into your world. So, but I would also like to roll an Astro House dice to see what might want to come out, to see what energies we might be working with. So we have the fourth house, and the fourth house is about your home and your family. So this feels like it's pretty clear that this is something having to do with your home and your family. But I'd like to pull an ancestor card too before we get into the tarot, just to see if there are specific energies that want to come out to help us to answer this question. So this one wants out. Okay, so your ancestors are telling you to connect to nature. Oh, and underneath, look at this. Prosperity is on the way. I like that. So if the question is, who am I? And your ancestors are answering with connect to nature. It could tell me that whoever you are supposed to be in this life, whatever you're supposed to do, might have to do with nature, could have to do with animals. Or your ancestors are telling you to go outside and connect to nature, and the answers might more readily come to you, especially having to do with your home and your family is what we're getting here. But I'm also starting to feel like this could be a little bit about your purpose in general, like your job perhaps, but we'll see, because the four can also represent your stability or your ability to take care of others. So let's keep going. Queen of Wands, love that. Four of Wands, King of Pentacles, sorry, that's the Knight of Pentacles, although I did say King, so let's consider that. Six of Cups. Underneath, Five of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, the Devil, Knight of Swords. And underneath everything is the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups underneath is telling me that you are very expressive when it comes to how you love. You are probably a natural healer, and you're probably highly, highly intuitive. So we're asking the question of who am I because I feel lost? You're showing up as the Queen of Cups, but you might not know just how powerful you are in the realm of intuition and your healing abilities. And that may be why you're being asked to connect to nature and perhaps even to meditate a bit and see just how intuitive you really are is a good way to find out. But right now, you are currently sitting in this Five of Pentacles energy, which I think is what sparked the question in the first place. The question of, I feel lost, who am I? And so I do feel like this is who you think you are right now, because you maybe perhaps haven't connected to nature. Maybe you haven't connected to your healing abilities. And so you feel like this is all there is. you feel like this environment that's around you right now is all that there is, and that this rough patch that you're in right now feels permanent. Interesting. So, but your life though feels very vibrant, because you're also showing up as the Queen of Wands, which is why I said I love that, because this is how you show up in the world. This is how you move through the world. So you might move through the world as someone who's very confident, who has been releasing whatever their challenges have been, that you're letting go, you're moving on, you're walking away from this. But this Two of Pentacles is here telling me that you sort of waver back and forth between releasing whatever this past challenging energy was and holding on to that past challenging energy. So it does feel like you are fluctuating a bit between having your lucky break away from this and holding on to whatever this was. I think that some of the lessons that you have learned so far with the Four of Wands and this Queen of Swords, and remember, we did roll the fourth house, I want to point that out, which has to do with home and family. So this Four of Wands here could be representing your home and family, and now you've shown up 3 times as a queen. But I also think this could be a queen that you have been dealing with. So in other words, I feel like if you had a home and family with this person, that you're healing something in there. You are releasing that. You're burning through it with your Queen of Wands energy. You're burning through it and you are working on healing. You're purifying that. You're cleansing this energy with someone who may have kept you trapped somehow in fear. And that your Queen of Wands, your inner Queen of Wands, is telling you that you can be safe and protected from that if you just let this past energy go, and probably let this person go. And with the Four of Wands, this could be someone that you were married to, although it doesn't have to be, but it looks like this is someone who you've really learned some lessons about and how to move forward and release that energy, heal from it, purify your energy, which I think is why you're showing up as the Queen of Cups, because your talent, your ability is in purifying energy and healing from certain things, which it looks like is happening here. I think that something that you wish that you had worked on harder with this Knight of Pentacles showing up here, it does sort of feel like you were always very busy, probably manifesting money, reaching your goals. The Knight of Pentacles is all about doing the hard work, hands-on work, making money, staying committed to the task. That it looks like you were very committed to that. And with the Devil showing up here, there's also a possibility that you were very attached to whatever that work was. So this gives me, with the Knight of Pentacles and the Devil coming together, this is giving me the feeling almost of a workaholic. And that in order to change this energy, because if you're in the Devil energy, if you're learning something about being in the Devil energy, then of course you have to do something to change that energy. And it's almost like this idea of lightening up a bit, be perhaps more celebratory with the people in your life and not to ignore them until it's perhaps too late. But this is about not just focusing on just your work. And that may be why you're feeling a bit lost. If, for example, you have recently lost a person that you were married to, or you have recently lost a loved one in some way or another, that you feel like you didn't dedicate enough time to them because you were so busy working. So with this Six of Cups here, though, this is a feeling of you really kind of returning to your past. And I can't help but notice this dog in here where he's reminiscing about this dog being a puppy when he was a child. And it's reminding me to connect to nature. So if there are animals in your life, I feel like there is a need to connect with your animals, your pets, or even animals out in nature. So make that work and make sense for you. But there is this idea of your inner child wanting to come through and tell you that you are enough. That if you are trying to release maybe some guilt that you may be feeling regarding a situation that perhaps you focused your attention on the wrong things, that not to dwell on that you don't need to give more to that certain situation, but in your future endeavors, in your future relationships, it's really important for you to pursue that person in a more diligent and meaningful and thoughtful way. That if you're given another chance, either with this person or with a different person, to really learn the lessons from the past and why you lost that person in the first place, and to really focus on that, on making sure that they understand how much they mean to you, how much you think about them, and to just take a lot of time and spend with them where you may have invested in other things before. So I'm hoping that's answering the question and that it's resonant to the situation, but it certainly is the message that is coming through. But let's get some big picture oracle cards, because it feels like that this could be the reason that you're feeling a bit lost. It feels like you may have lost someone. There might have been a breakup with this Queen of Swords here. And that's why I'm under the impression that you're feeling lost because of that. And that your focus was really to turn your focus in the future, in your future relationships, to that person. I hope I'm not being redundant now. With this Devil too, with the Knight of Pentacles, it's giving me a feeling of almost like a closed-mindedness, that perhaps in the past, with this past relationship, it may be that you were kind of unwilling to consider the perspective of this other person that you were with. And there's a need now for you to be more open and receptive to future partners, future people in your life. And I'm trying to say this as gently as I can, so that you don't beat yourself up over it. It's more of just a lesson. It's a lesson that I think really needed to be addressed and really needed to be learned by you. And that unfortunately it cost you this person. But everything on our spiritual journey is for a reason. So I feel like the next person who comes into your life, it's going to be a more fulfilling and fruitful relationship, especially if you apply the lessons from your other relationship, from the old relationship. So we have Eye, Tower, Woman, and the Safe. So this is really, with the Woman and the Tower coming in together, this again is telling me there was a person in your life, and they're showing up as a woman here, but it does not have to be a woman. It's just a person. There was a person in your life who it looks like you prioritized perhaps your work with the Tower, or you just kept yourself in solitude and really didn't consider this person all that often. That perhaps you even may have taken this person a bit for granted, and that is why this person perhaps broke it off with you. And I think that that person really recognized that your priority was your work. I was getting this idea of a workaholic in here. And I think that that person started to really recognize that that was your priority, and that maybe they weren't that fulfilled anymore because of that. And then I think with the Woman and the Safe coming in here, I feel like this person was just ultimately trying to protect themselves if they were not getting their needs met in the relationship. And again, this is not a failure on your part. This was a lesson, so that moving forward in your other relationships, they will be more meaningful, they will be more fruitful. And this person was only in your life to teach you this lesson. This person was never meant to be there for your entire life anyway. They were truly meant to be there to teach you this lesson, so that your real person who is coming in can benefit from the lessons that this person was there to teach you. And I think that your ancestors are also seeing you, and your ancestors are protecting you and knowing that you are doing the healing work and you are understanding, you are learning the lessons. And I think that's why your ancestors want to bring you another person that you can really move more freely with and more honestly, and to really address their needs when they need it. So let's do some tea leaf cards next. I like that you are a diligent worker though. And so it makes me want to look into what your spiritual work should be. If the question is, who am I feel lost, right? So we'll do that too. So we have wreath, which is sorrow over a loss. And I believe that is what we've been talking about. It's this person that you were perhaps married to, or at least had a home with in some way or another, that you're in much sorrow over the loss of this person. But that is the lesson. Then we have bag, something important such as a new job or a raise. And this is what I'm talking about. I was talking about this. I want to look into your spiritual work and why this is all happening to you in the first place, because it's clear that you are a dedicated worker. So what should that be that you should be focusing on that's not so toxic, not such a devil energy involved? And then we have marriage. And this is what I was saying. I believe you were probably married to this person, or at least in some kind of a committed home type situation with them. So, but I do want to, because I'm still really stuck on this energy of you being such a hard worker, and just to answer the question, who am I? Which I feel like we haven't really gotten a clear answer on that yet. Let's do some career and money cards. So we have turtle, with money coming slowly, steady progress. And then it says career, moving for work in good time and long term. So this is kind of telling me with this Queen of Cups that your spiritual gifts have not arrived yet, and that they're coming in good time, and that your healing abilities maybe haven't shown up quite yet in your 3D realm, but that it looks like in time that's coming. Oh, I love that. And then there's spiral, out of control, climbing the ladder, upward trend. And for career, it says revisiting a job, promotion, and connections. Well, this is making me feel like whatever this job was that you had a toxic attachment to, that's making me feel like that's what was out of control. Maybe climbing the ladder to success too much and not putting enough attention into this relationship. That could have everything to do with what we were saying before about what caused the breakup and the lesson in the first place. And that your healing abilities are really the work that perhaps if you're putting as much diligent effort into your healing abilities as you were into climbing the corporate ladder, then you're going to find the blessings and the successes come in so much faster with that. But let's do one chakra card. I would love to see your general energy health. So we have the crown chakra with perfectionist. And so this is too, this can always, the Knight of Pentacles can certainly be a perfectionist. This is the one who doesn't stop until every single T is crossed and every single I is dotted. And especially with the devil energy saying it's not good enough, it's not good enough, it's not good enough. This is a blockage in your crown chakra. And so I would like to see some more light in your crown chakra. This is a very dark color for crown chakra. So I feel like, I think if you're interested in a free Reiki healing for your crown chakra, I'm going to put a link for one, a free one, in the description and in the pinned comment. But also in the Raise Your Vibe in 5 book, there's a whole section for the crown chakra. And oh my goodness, look at this. Here's a page I just opened up to for the crown chakra. And the exercise for the day says spend time with an animal. And we have been saying that. I think that's the 3rd synchronicity we've had with spending time with an animal. So I would say if you are able to spend time with an animal, I would highly, highly suggest doing that. It's wonderful for your crown chakra and for your intuitive abilities, which is what we're talking about here with the Queen of Cups. But also, again, if you're interested in a free Reiki healing for your crown chakra, just go ahead and look for that in the description and in the comments. So please let me know if this was resonant for you, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.